Welcome back. Episode 363, Nitty Gritty Sports Talk Radio Show. I go by the name of Roscoe English, and of course, I'm here with the flock. Got my guy Keys with me.
What's going on? How y'all feeling out there?
My man Nick.
Victory Mondays, we back.
And of course, last but not least, Keith PJ.
Let's go. What's going on?
Can't complain. All right, since we back to regularly scheduled programming, Keys, where we at?
I'm glad you back to ask me this week, but I
like everybody's outfits today. Much better than last.
I'm coming from Brooklyn.
We matched.
I'm visiting my South Siders today, Scott. I'm visiting my South Siders today. I'm feeling like the South Side. But shout out to the people from Brooklyn, man.
Yeah, shout out.
You don't like it when we match, go?
Nah, I don't. I don't. It's not one of my favorites.
I got a lot of we got a lot of reviews about that. So a lot of people like that. So you might be the only one who didn't like it.
Yeah, it's a lot of Raven fans, not a lot of me. So I bet you they did.
COE.
Oh, and I'm all for COE, and I can't wait till it's my turn.
You gotta do it, baby.
Can't wait till it's my turn. I got patiently waiting. I'm like 50 Cent over here.
Who in your background?
Huh?
Who in your back? Oh no.
Yeah, everybody asking for my mans. I just want to let everybody know this is what you asking for. Baltimore defeats the Rams in a great game in overtime, 37-31. Lamar Jackson completed 24 passes for 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick, added 70 yards on the ground. Matt Stafford, 23 completions, 294 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, man. It was a good game. It was a great game. I mean, the way it finished. Of course, we'll get to the finish. But just to talk about the game, I'm just glad. I mean, my MVP paid like an MVP. I mean, that's what he made. He made more plays. That's what it comes down to. You like to have the ball in his hands and do what he was able to do. It was impressive. When he controls the game like that, when he's patient like that, when he's into the game like that, which you can see it all day. He's probably unbeatable. It's unstoppable. You can see it. I mean, to throw for that many yards, and to play the way he did, and to run for that many yards, and just control the game. And he wasn't playing against no slouch. I mean, he playing against a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So he definitely wasn't playing against no slouch. So just to see him, we've seen him play at this level before, but just to see him rise to the occasion, when they needed him the most, he did what he had to do. Played well. I thought the interception, and a lot of people may disagree with me, but I thought the interception was Bateman's fault. Put the ball up there. You got to go attack the ball. For me, you got to at least come back through the ball. You got to do something to stop that. That ball should have been an incomplete pass or a catch, or an incomplete pass or a defensive pass in the front. There's no way I feel like Bateman just gave up on that ball. And I feel like a lot of his mistakes come from trying to force Bateman the ball and get Bateman involved in the game plan. I think this offense is better when Nelson Aguilar is on the field. Nothing but good things happen when Nelson Aguilar is on the field. We've been real about it. The clip came out after the game, showing what Nelson said. Even before that, I was saying Nelson needs to be on the field. Nelson he's important to the team. He's just important to get out there. Talk about the defense. Defense need to be better. I'm gonna give him a little bit of bail because they made adjustments and they showed up in the second half. But it's been too many consistent weeks where the middle of the field is just wide open, where people was blowing assignments. It just gotta be better. But like I said, the only bail they getting is because they made adjustments. They only give up 9 points in the second half, minus the 11 minus the safety. That's making great adjustments. And make especially against McVay. McVay genius, man. I'm happy as a Ravens fan. We don't got to play them 2 times a year or more than we would do. We got to play them for his NFL. He in the NFC. He's a genius. He was getting mismatches all day. Like his wide receivers, his two wide Cup and what's his name?
Puka Nacua.
Yeah, he was getting a matchup against safeties all day long. And I think that's coaching. I don't think that's the Ravens line. I think that's just he wants to talk. He was targeting. We want to target. He knew they can win those matchups, and it's like he showed his levels to coaching, especially when we got whoever we got on our sideline. It was levels to coaching, and he showed it yesterday. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the game plan. I don't know what the Ravens game plan was to start off the game. I guess they can't run the ball. I guess the Rams were stout defensively as far as the run, so they just throwing the ball. But I think they could have definitely stuck to the run a little bit longer. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Good win. I'll save my commentary about keeping it coach till later. Because he's definitely not my coach anymore. Not after yesterday.
Let me tell you my coach.
Tread lightly.
I watched the game with you. You heard my thoughts.
Tread lightly. They might come get you, man.
But
you talking about Hobbs? That's Teflon John.
Yeah, right. But my biggest takeaway is Lamar, man. When he played like an MVP, that's what happens, and he played great. We ain't seen too many instances where he played the way he played yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree on those points. First things first, I want to talk about the Rams quickly. For them to come in as a West Coast team to the East Coast in that type of weather and that type of stadium and environment, to play like that, to put all types of pressure on us, to have us in a situation where if it wasn't for that punt return, if it wasn't for a few plays, Lamar being a Superman at the end of the game, there was a few times we could have lost that game. Matt Stafford was superb from his sidearm passes, his composure, getting the ball to his playmakers. There's once upon a time people used to talk shit about Matt Stafford, and it's like, that is the guy I used to see in Detroit. You know what I mean? Just with less help. And definitely worse coaching. Sean McVay, can't speak enough about him. Key's already hit that point. Kyron Williams, for him to do that to our defense, which is a trend that I do want to talk about. I think before the game, last 3 weeks, our run defense ranked 29th in the NFL. And obviously yesterday's game didn't help anything as far as those rankings are concerned. So we are going to have to shore some things up in the run game. That's what teams have been doing to have success against our defense, and it sets up the pass for them. Kyle Hamilton has an MCL sprain, so it's not a long-term injury, but you even saw when he went out, Matt Stafford, his efficiency increased even more when Kyle Hamilton is out. So it shows you the importance of Kyle. So it's good to get that good news about him, and hopefully he doesn't miss too much time, because he's proven to be essential in that sense. Lamar Jackson, he's improved to 19-1 against the NFC for his career. And his one loss, it was a game we shouldn't have lost. I forget what the game was. I think it was the Giants. Game. The Giants last year. I mean, come on, we lost to the fucking Giants and Daniel Jones. 10-3 for the third time in franchise history. Obviously our best start since 2019. I saw a lot of good things yesterday. I saw a lot of bad things too, but the good things, man, just wanted to comment on the offense. A lot of times I hear a lot of talk about Todd Monken and what this offense isn't, and I just think it's a little silly to criticize a offensive coordinator who didn't know who his quarterback was going to be. And you know what I mean? Midway through that offseason, he wasn't able to even get in with some of the key players because those key players weren't on the roster yet, or at least signed on the roster. So for us to pick everything up basically in training camp and to be, sixth in total offense, first in rushing offense, fourth in points per game, and we're 19th in passing offense, which is a stark contrast to the average Greg Roman season. The average of his tenure was, we ranked 24th, I believe. Yeah, we ranked 24th, and 2 out of those 4 seasons were bottom 5 in passing offense. And that was our Achilles heel in previous playoff runs, right? We get to the playoffs, we try to stick to what we do, run the ball, teams would stop the run, and then we wouldn't have the scheme to be able to pivot, right? The passing concepts, the play calls, we didn't have the scheme or the personnel to pivot. Now, if you get us in a situation where we have to throw the ball, you see what we do. What did we do the last drive of the fourth quarter? What have we been doing all season? It's not Lamar running with his legs. It's Lamar throwing the football. It's Zay Flowers getting open. It's Odell Beckham making huge plays for us time after time after time after again. Motherfuckers want to talk about how he looks in week 2. How does he look now?
Crazy.
How's he looked over the last 6-7 weeks?
Crazy.
So what we talking about? Shout out to him. Shout out to Isaiah Likely. Last couple of games, he's made some big plays, and teams are going to have to start sticking him. I mean, the touchdown yesterday, I mean, he was wide open. Teams are going to have to account for that. and we're making them pay. I mean, again, we go back to Monk, and we can criticize that we're not a Mike Martz offense scoring 50 points a game or something. But, I saw a lot of vertical passing game. I saw Likely getting open. I saw Odell getting open.
Could have been, and they ain't in control. But the thing about it is I feel like they could have scored 50. The Ravens left a lot of points on the board yesterday. I feel like that. That's how I feel. So they could have had that. It could be that. It's coming.
Yeah, definitely. And but we got to give respect to the other side of the ball too. Those men get paid to stop us, right? So for us to be fourth in the league in scoring, I think that's pretty good. And we just got to keep it up and build on some of these things. Obviously we're not perfect. Obviously there's shit to clean up, but I like where we are compared to seasons past on that side of the ball. Defensively, a little disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. Now, has the defense earned some bail, earned some reprieve in that regard? Yes. You know what I mean? They've been playing lights out all season. They're allowed a bad game against a great offense, or a very good offense, I should say. But some of the trends I mentioned, the Russian defense, we got to get that cleaned up. Fourth quarter, right? Like picking on one corner to get all the way down the field, picking on one corner is I'm tired of seeing that. I saw it in Pittsburgh. We got to figure out something in those moments, because something's going on to where they're identifying the weak spot and they're going at the weak spot.
Sit his ass down.
He's your highest paid corner.
Who said so? What? We about winning championships over here, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care about no damn Marlon Humphrey. Like, he needs to sit down. He needs to sit down, man. The only bail, the reason I bring him up, the only bail I'm gonna give Marlon Humphrey, because like you said, we've seen this happen all season, is the fact that it's his first game coming back from the injury. That's the only bail I'm giving him. That's it.
Yeah,
no more than that.
And it was in the rain. He was slipping, but and he's our best corner. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like he's not. So we're gonna ride and die with him. But we got to get to a situation where if he can't stick that guy in the most precious of moments, we got to figure out a different scheme then to give him some support on the back end. But that's nitpicking. I mean, shout out to Justin Matabuki getting his 11th sack. Which is a career high, and he's recorded at least a half a sack in the last 10 games. So again, you can't let him leave in the offseason. He's very important. One thing going forward, I want to see more. We've been talking about it weekly, at least the last couple of weeks. Keaton Mitchell, very explosive yesterday, but we don't see enough of Keaton Mitchell. I know Justice Hill is our hurry up 2-minute running back. And I get it, because he's a better pass blocker. He's more consistent. And half the battle is keeping Lamar healthy. So if that is the reason, I'm not mad at it. But at the same token, you see Keaton. You see it. So
I'm on my Gus with Najee wave. I don't need to see too much more of him.
I'm cool. I'm torn on Gus.
Unless it's in the goal to go, I'm cool. I don't need to see Gus in between the 20s. That's how I'm starting to feel now.
I'm 100. Listen, if it was Keaton and Justice and you get within the 5,
right,
put Gus in there. I understand that strategy, but other than that, I'm cool.
You got anything to add, Keith?
No, I think they pretty much covered it. I think the Rams honestly let us off the hook, if I'm being honest with you. I go back to that drive where Puka Nacua had to drop. And then Matthew Stafford threw a dime to Demarcus Robinson that went right through his hands. I think they let us off the hook. Defensively, we weren't sound yesterday. I saw Clowney many a times woof on the tackle in a hole. Just like Kyron Williams got them down to the goal line on the first possession, then they just threw the ball. Why not keep running the ball? I think they really had us yesterday. We got let off the hook. But this is something we haven't seen in the past 2 years. These have been games we've lost the past 2 Decembers. So for us to finally be in a position to have 8, to see why he's worth every penny we paid him and more, to go down that drive 3rd and 17 and to have the goal to make that throw to Zay Flowers, like, that's big time. That's why you pay him. That's why you believe in him. That's why I feel like any game we go out, we can win, because he is our quarterback. So kudos to them to have that resolve, because if you remember the play before that, I mean, he got sacked. So, I mean, it went from possibly 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 17 at that point. So, I mean, honestly, and when we watching the game, we like just cut it to at least 4th and 8. make it manageable. But we saw the Rams convert 2 or 3 of those 3rd and 17s yesterday on us.
Soft up the middle.
Davis
just too
Allen,
soft.
I'll never forget him.
Yeah, too soft. So we saw them convert that. I think we had the false start on the punt. So just a team coming out of a bye that's 9-3 that I feel like you should seize the moment, especially after the results of last weekend. I feel like we kind of came out and we was lackadaisical, and it almost cost us a game going down this tough stretch of the next 4 weeks, and we got let off the hook yesterday. And shout out to Tylan Wallace, hell of a return. But that's Lamar, man. That's why he's an MVP. That's why you bring him back. And all the talk over the offseason that could Tyler Huntley do that? Respectfully, no. Yeah. So
nah.
I'm just happy that's my quarterback, man. Big win for them. Marlon Humphrey, y'all touched on it. He had a chance to redeem himself. Get the pick. Like, come on, man. Like, get the interception. Seal it. Don't even let it go to overtime.
Hey, Keith.
But what's up?
You mentioned a point about Lamar getting sacked, causing that 3rd and 17. Was that play was reviewable, right? If we had challenges?
It was under 2.
It was under 2,
so it had to be a booth review. Did that look like he was down on that play?
He wasn't down, but I mean,
you talking about
yeah,
fumble, knee down,
yeah. Then I thought it was incomplete. It looked like his knees were still.
It was incomplete pass. His knees wasn't down.
Even the guy on the main referee thought it was an incomplete pass. So
yeah, because that was a little alarming. Mainly because it ended up working in our favor, but going from 3rd and a possible 11 to 3rd and 17 is a huge difference. And I wanted to point that out because I wanted to make sure that wasn't something that we could have reviewed. But yeah, it was under 2 minutes, so no, nothing I can say there. But just time management, game management, challenge management. I mean, it's a weekly affair, and we're winning despite of some things.
It's an annual affair. Like, this is yearly. Like, this is not new.
And then we win, and people have the gall to act as if we won because of. No, that's not what I be watching. That's not what anybody else sees. I mean, yes, I can put on my purple glasses and say some bullshit, but I'm not here to do that. I'm here to keep it real. John has to be better, yo. Because it was the grace of God that helped us win that game last night. The grace of God and God for putting Lamar Jackson in our lives. It wasn't John Harbaugh. He did everything he could to help us lose. You know what I mean? And we have 3 losses on the season. I can directly pinpoint miscommunication, not challenging, not calling timeouts, going for it, not going for it. Just things that a coach has to be making. Yes, you either make the right decision or the wrong decision, but the great coaches consistently make the right decision, right? We have a situation in which it's a toss-up. And I'm not saying he's not a good leader of men. All I'm saying is we could be better. And for us to win a Super Bowl, we all have to be on point. Offensive line, defensive line, corners, wide receivers, running backs, coaches, front office, ownership. Like, everything got to click. It can't just be, the players playing their heart out and John Harbaugh sabotaging things. It just can't be that.
Not only that, we just heard Mike Tomlin get the same criticism a month ago in Pittsburgh. Like, Harbaugh gonna lose these games. He's gonna give it up. They're gonna take their foot off the gas. Like, I can't come in here in January and say we lost a playoff game because of Harbaugh. Like, I can't deal with that. Like, that should not happen. And like you say, we went in spite of him. Like, he in the camera yelling post game, rah rah. Like, bro, you didn't do nothing. Like,
you challenged the touchdown, yo.
Yeah, you challenged the play that you don't even have to challenge.
I'm reserving my judgment for later.
But
I'm just gonna keep shaking.
I'm at the end of the bar, so I'm at the end of the bar, so it ain't too much.
I think pouring me shots at the end of the bar. Like, he was drunk too.
I know the rule. I know enough to know that you can't do that. He shouldn't do that.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I know enough about that.
Yeah, before we switch, I do want to give a shout. Just add to the Lamar. He saw the field well. I was confused on how aggressive the Rams safeties were. They were really aggressive. Like on that Odell double move, like you're a safety. There's nobody behind you, bro.
I mean, that's what they saw on tape, though.
I
mean,
I
that's what they
guess
saw on tape.
it was just one of them things where it's like, yo, unless you like Ed or Troy or Dawkins, stay where you're supposed to be.
I mean,
That's the point of a double move, though.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't
He
have you didn't
was
have
on
a
that
Dell.
double
You didn't
move
have a
before
Dell
he
in
was getting the
previous
double
years.
move.
You didn't have a Dell. You had
When you do it right, it's hard to defend.
Man. Like as part of being a good quarterback and good receivers, the receiver guy better read the defense too. We didn't have receivers that was the receiver probably would have bumped into him and fell out or something, you know. Odell was able to see that he's coming down. Let me make this.
Oh no, that's
move,
the thing I have because I know what he was thinking. Odell about to run this slant because that's Odell's go-to. My thing, yo, it's nobody behind you.
Yeah,
But
I got you.
You plan
even
inside.
talk about
You go
Odell's
outside.
ability to. You talk about Odell's ability to find that football because Lamar underthrew him. And
he
Odell
lied
was
for him,
still able
too.
to adjust his body and make the catch. Like
Twice.
let that have been
one on
7. I would have been a little worried.
Yeah, that one on the sideline, that adjustment was crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know who was wrong. If it was him
Odell
or if it
can
was
beat his
Lamar,
own.
but
Odell said he ran the wrong route. I think
That
more
sound like
so.
protection.
It was a bad throw. It was a bad throw.
sound like
But it's
protection,
okay.
but yeah.
That's what
That's
good
what
wide
you're supposed to
receivers do, though.
That's what
Oh
you're
yeah,
supposed
for
to
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
They make your quarterback look good even when he make them look right even when they wrong. Shout out going back to Key's point about Bateman. You're supposed to make them look right even when they wrong. I think there was a Rams possession where a similar situation happened. I think it was the Marlon Humphrey drop touchdown. Who's playing offense on that play? Because when
DeMarcus, you're not coming down with that, bro.
that's
Not
what
right
he's
now.
supposed to do. If I can't get it, nobody's gonna get it.
Nobody
not
can
right
get it.
now.
Good point.
And I can't cry about targets. I can't cry about my role. I can't cry about scheme and not show the effort.
Not start running middle. That we didn't talk about the previous one when he started running halfway through the route.
Yeah, he let up.
That was a touchdown.
Yeah, you might not have got another.
That's
You
literally
might
a
not have got
touchdown.
another deep ball after that because
Yeah,
that
he
one was
let
on
up.
the money.
For sure. He definitely let up. But no, I just wanted to point that out because, like you said earlier, Tyler wouldn't have saw that to see the field in that way because Tyler was just one read. That ain't my read. I'm going somewhere else. So
Not only that, you didn't have no wide receiver who could make that read.
oh nah.
Nah.
Like
You
be on the
you
same
ever had a
page
wide
to do
receiver
that.
with
No,
the IQ
Christian
to even be
Prochet
able
trying
to
to run
see
a
the
double
safety
move.
come down.
Yeah, Prochet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, run this double move, Prochet. Yeah.
I'm right
So
here. Where you going?
It's a two-way street
It's
for
a
sure.
All right, moving along. Tampa Bay defeats Atlanta 29-25. Cookie Mayfield 14 completions, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. Desmond Ridder 26 completions, 347 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
This was a good game.
Such an Atlanta way to waste all those yards.
They had him. They just gave it up. Like they just gave it up. Ridder ain't played bad though. He ain't played too bad. That pick, but that was just a good defensive play. He ain't played too bad. But yeah, shout out y'all for picking the Bucks. That's a good win. I thought they had him at home. They actually had him. If you got 3 minutes left, you giving that Cookie Mayfield draw down the field. I don't want to hear no more. I ain't talking more about the Falcons bum ass defense no more.
Damn. So you're not on the island this week? You ain't go to Fire Festival?
You see his outfit.
No.
You see his outfit. You see where he at.
I'm in Brooklyn.
Welcome to
that was a good
Hurricane. I thought hurricane season was over.
It was a good NFC South battle, man. Falcons definitely could have won. I was watching it on not Red Zone, on Sunday Ticket. Went out with less than 2 minutes to go. I knew that was a little bit too much time for Cookie, the way the offense had been playing, the way they were able to run the ball. It was probably a little bit too much time, and that ended up being the situation. They just, had the ball last. Neither team is good, right? Both teams are moderately decent. You do like to see Desmond Ridder having that connection with Drake London. They should be throwing to Drake London as much as they possibly can. And you see what happens when you scheme him up and you give him targets. He looks like one of the best wide receivers in the league. Mm-hmm. It's because he is. He just can't prove it because Desmond sucks. But yeah, man.
Got Kyle Pitts involved.
Yeah. You got Kyle. Listen, it's not that hard, Arthur Smith. I promise you, it ain't that hard. You got nothing but talented players in your locker room, bro. Just try to get him the ball, bro. But John Robinson, they used him yesterday. Like, it's not magic. It's not rocket science.
Shout out to the Bucks though. They
Bucks,
they in first place now. They got everything in front of them, so they went out. They in. The defense did just enough, and Cookie gonna lead another frame. We're gonna have Cookie gonna end up getting endorsement deals again.
Yo,
You already know what's
what?
coming. If they lead into the playoffs, he's gonna get some more endorsement deals. We're gonna see him running through the stadium again and shit.
I know you ain't a Fields fan, Nick, but you buy the hype of him possibly ending up in Atlanta in the offseason in a trade and pairing him with that young team in that run game?
Not if Arthur Smith is going to be there, which it looks like he will be.
Mm-hmm.
They've already committed to him, unless they change their mind, which is in there, right? But they've already said, "No, he's our coach next year." And it's blood is thick in water, but it's not really blood this time. But it's billionaire blood. You know what I mean? They the same breed. Knowing Arthur Blank knows his father, cool with his father. He's gonna get all the bail that a human can possibly get. So let's say Justin Fields is there in Atlanta with Arthur Smith. We're gonna be, what are we saying? Like, is Arthur Smith gonna bring the best out of him? It's just, I don't know, man. If listen, shit would be sweet for Justin Fields. He could play the Lions every week. He'd be all right.
Speaking of,
he beats the shit out the Lions.
The Lions fucking tough, but we knew that. We knew that.
Speaking of, Chicago defeats Detroit 28-13. Jared Goff, 20 completions, 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Justin Fields, 19 completions, 233 yards, and a touchdown. Added 58 on the ground.
I think we all been on board with Detroit since we watched them live 6 weeks ago in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
That this team
they terrible.
They not who we think they are. They not who they think they are. Defensively,
they look like front runners now. They're looking like a bunch of front runners now.
And like now, I look at that first win versus Kansas City and what Kansas City look like, and I'm like,
Kansas City look too much different. Yeah, right.
You starting to see Jared Goff regress to the mean. And for the Bears,
it's getting cold outside, man. It's getting cold. They're a dome team. It's getting cold outside. Man.
Yeah, it don't look good for them. So they got to be better if they're going to make a run. But when I look at the NFC right now, the way it's constructed, they're not getting out the first round.
It's not gonna matter.
Like it don't matter.
They run into the right wild card team.
They'll be gone. And to be honest, they better hope the Packers don't walk them down.
That is a fact. And I want to give Fields some love though. I mean, played awesome yesterday. In control, no turnovers. It was consistently putting pressure on them. What I like to see from quarterbacks when I judge them is how do you do on third down? You couldn't get them off the field. And that's how you sustain drives. That's how you score points. That's how you keep the pressure on a team like the Lions. Because again, like he said, they're front runners. They are all right when they got a few points ahead in a lead, but when they got to come back, when they got to make something shake, when they get punched in the mouth first, they don't like that. And that's not indicative on Dan Campbell. Please believe if Dan Campbell was on the field, he would try his hardest to punch back, but he can't punch back.
They
ain't fighting for
themselves. They don't play well against mobile quarterbacks. They don't defend mobile quarterbacks well at all.
Aaron Glenn gonna be out of there after this.
Yeah, so
they don't got the linebackers at the middle level to handle
Anzalone.
Their scheme is not. Their scheme don't fit. Their scheme. I mean, yeah, but like I said, we get on Justin Fields, we get on him. So we definitely gonna congratulate him when he played well. I just want consistency from him. Like you don't gotta go like the word on Friday every week, but you can't be having 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles every other week. Like next week, don't go out there and fumble the game away in the goddamn fourth quarter. Just have some, even if y'all lose. Right. Play well, like have some consistency and let them know, like, yo, don't, because I feel like if the Bears keep Justin Fields and still build around him, that's the direction they need to go. But he got to play better. He can't keep on, like I said, this is an every week occurrence for him. 1 week he play well, the next week he play like ass. Then he'll come back and like the word on fire. Then he'll turn it over 3 times and lose the game. So it's about consistency at this point because he got the physical tools to do it, man.
Keys, let me ask you this: if I'm the owner and I hire, let's say the owner decides to get the coaching staff and GM out of there, right? Or do you think the GM is safe? Let me ask that first.
It's like his first and second. I think it's like Pole's first and second year.
And he got Montez Sweat, and you see the impact that he
traded for DJ Moore. I think he's safe.
Do you think? So do you think Poles? Because Poles didn't draft Fields, did he? Or did he?
No.
Do you think Poles ties his future with a guy that he didn't draft, or do you think he'd rather use the draft capital to get somebody that he truly believes in? And that's not my opinion. I'm just asking y'all what y'all would do what y'all think about it.
I wouldn't do it, but I think because of the quarterbacks that's in this draft class,
They gonna fool
we're talking
somebody.
about a Drake May or Caleb Williams.
Mhm.
You probably can't pass it up with Justin Fields just put on tape. Like
what he is doing though, he's making it able for you to get as much as you can get for him.
Trade value.
That's what he's doing, and you hope that he can keep doing that.
And then if you're the Bears and you do decide to move forward with Fields, it's not like he's going to command a Lamar or Hurts type contract because he hasn't played to that level. So you can probably still get him for relatively cheap if that's the way you decide to move. But you passed up on the Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. I don't think you do that 2 years in a row with Drake May and Caleb Williams out there. They'll unload them. They'll get a king's ransom for him. And they'll continue to build that team for somebody else. Unfortunately, I still don't think he got a fair shake there as far as weapons.
But half of the league would take Justin Fields as a starting quarterback right now. Like a lot of teams, like half of the league would.
Can y'all see my hand?
A half.
But the thing with Justin Fields, though,
we just
you gotta have.
Sco, what is Justin Fields gonna do with y'all?
No. I only want Justin Fields if we gonna put the coaching in place. Of course, not with what we got. Anybody gonna look like shit with what we got. But if you go, he needs because he's still.
He's too little for the North.
I don't like the fumbles getting hit because Minnesota's, they like the ass. I don't
you
like
gotta deal with Cleveland, us, and Cincy
like
6 times a year. That's a lot. That's gonna be too much on him.
You can add some weight to him. That he's still young.
And
those physical tools is hard to ignore.
I can agree that Chicago didn't get him DJ Moore sooner, but I mean, everybody got to deal with shit. Look at what Patrick Mahomes is dealing with because Kadarius Toney can't even catch a 5-yard pass. He can't even line up correctly.
My issue with Chicago is that you drafted him. Is that you drafted him and then hired a defensive-minded coach? That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
that didn't make sense to me. I'm not a fan of defensive-minded coaches to begin with, but if you draft somebody that high, they got him in what 12?
But they're gonna have like they're gonna have 2 top. If the
situation got to be perfect.
Yeah, they have 2 top 5 picks at that point. Why not get him a receiver?
Want me hold your dick while you peach it?
Right, and get an offensive lineman. Get him a receiver, offensive lineman, and then really take off because you got. With trading with Sweat, how long is it going to take one of these rookie quarterbacks to develop? Where you need him to be? Where I feel like
that's what I'm saying. You can get him 3 weeks. You're gonna get him for middle money right now if you decide to move forward with him. You don't got to break the bank for him right now.
Yeah, I would build around him. I would like I said, I don't think they're gonna do that because I don't think it's a smart. I think it's not in the good interest of that franchise to pass up on Drake May, Caleb Williams in the long run. But I would build around them.
And don't get me wrong, I think Caleb Williams is a stud, but did he look good against some of the NFL defenses he faced this year in college? No. Like Notre Dame made him look relatively mundane. So, you know what you're getting with Justin Fields, but I also don't think you can pass up on the potential of what one of them 2 quarterbacks could be on that rookie contract again. Like you reset the clock essentially.
Yeah, it's better for your franchise than a rookie QB.
Yes, true too.
When he does it against a good defense, I swear to God, I'll come in here and give him the props.
That too.
But if you're gonna do it against Washington and Detroit, I'm not sold. But
you saw that throw to DJ Moore? Like when he make them type throws, like
I saw how wide open he was too.
I'll give you that.
Detroit sucked, bro.
They got the Browns this week, don't they?
That's an interesting test.
So we're gonna see.
If he goes in there and does all of those things plus the rushing and shows his versatility, I'll come in here and give it up. I will. But I just want to see it against a good team.
Consistency.
And the Bears do too.
It can't be.
This is their evaluation.
It can't be 2 steps forward and 3 steps back.
I think the Bears have made their decision.
I think the Bears. The Bears are the Bears. So to that point, it's the Bears.
The team reports saying he getting moved.
Yeah, they know.
So before we
they keep winning, so now you moving out of having the top 2 picks at this point because they're like 5 and 8. So
long as Carolina lose,
keep losing, they got number 1 though.
They go ahead number 1.
Yeah, they're gonna get number
it's
1.
Just
but
that second
they wanted
pick.
to possibly get Marvin and pair him with the quarterback. Marvin and the quarterback, but I guess that's out the round.
Take him at number 1. Shit.
Out of these 3 teams, who do you think is the best fit for Fields? The Raiders, the Falcons, or the Steelers?
You said what was your
question? Out of those 3 teams, who do you think is the best fit?
I still think the Falcons the best fit for him for the simple fact, like
same age group.
Him and B. John Robinson and Algier with Pitts. Like all you got to do is put him in a system, I feel like he can get Pitts the ball. That's the one thing Pitts been missing this whole. Like Pitts ain't had a quarterback who can give him the ball.
Yeah, I can't say us until we change coaching. I can't feel
With
confident
Drake
in say
London,
us.
like Drake London, a beast.
Yeah,
He just need a quarterback get him the ball.
yeah. Like I can't
Drake
confidently
London
sit
numbers should
here
be way higher. He just got a sucky quarterback.
and say he should come to the Steelers. That would be selfish because who the hell gonna coach him?
Yeah, them Raiders scored 3 points.
Yeah, I know. They took
The
that
Raiders
shit
didn't
back.
score.
They took that shit back.
Oh yeah, it was
40.
3-0.
The Raiders didn't
3-0.
score.
It was bad. It was bad. It was horrible.
They could use somebody, anybody.
It was horrible. The Bengals defeat the Colts 34-14. Gardner Minshew completed 26 passes, 240 yards, touchdown and a pick. Jake Browning, 18 completions, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Oh, he did.
Yo, where did he come from? The last 2 weeks is the first. Like, was he hurt? Like, where did Chase? Why is he?
Chase Brown. I don't know.
Yo, I saw him killing the Jaguars, and I'm seeing him doing this week. Like that is a weapon, and that's what I mean by these old washed up ass running backs, Najee, Gus, Joe Mixon. Like, get these young boys in the game, man. They explosive, like they very explosive. But shout out to the Bengals. Shout out to Zach Taylor. He coaching these boys up, man. I expected them to not be playing as well. They really playing good football.
Mm-hmm.
They not beating themselves. They not really turning the ball over. He got Jake Brown to look like a damn Pro Bowl quarterback. And we've always said Cincinnati still have good weapons. So they got a competent quarterback and a competent backup quarterback that's getting them the ball. Shout out to Zach Taylor. Like I said, I expected the Bengals to fall apart. Tough game for the Colts. Like I said, everybody's still the 7-6. I ain't going to judge them too hard or whatever. It was a road game. AFC North. It's tough to win on the road in AFC North, unless you're going to Pittsburgh. But that's how it goes. Shout out the
I wish I had the Chris Paul clip.
Shout out to the Bengals though, man. They gonna be a tough out for
you
whoever.
niggas ain't coming in and do it.
That's what I was thinking too.
You niggas ain't coming in and do it. You ain't allowed to say that.
That shit was funny.
You ain't allowed to say that.
Oh, man.
Just be honest with you.
Yo, Keys, I mean, he hit the nail on the head with the Zach Taylor comment. I mean, he's kept these boys believing, and I got to give Jake Browning all the credit. I mean, you look at even in the Steelers loss, he completed 73% of his passes and had that one mistake where in a game you can't have in a game like that against a team like that, you have to be the team without the mistakes. Jacksonville last week completed 86% of his passes. Yesterday completed 75% of his passes. I mean, the boys out there playing.
Did we hear anything about his injury yet?
I don't think it's anything serious. I
Right.
think he got nicked. I think he got nicked up during the game, but it's not anything that's going to keep him out. Long term or anything
not.
like that.
The first thing Keith said was the goddamn Steelers get lucky again. That's what the first thing he said. Like y'all be playing the backup
Think
quarterback.
about us, yo.
Nah, I play the help.
Yeah, stop thinking about us, yo. Stop.
But yeah, I mean, good win by the Bengals. I mean, I'm looking at the upcoming schedule. They have Minnesota, Pittsburgh, KC, and Cleveland. So the last 3 games is going to be tough, but Minnesota's a winnable game. I don't expect them to make the playoffs, but I do expect them to be competitive throughout these games and give their fans something nice to see because, they could have very well packed it in when Burrow went down. Almost did. Shit, lost 3 straight.
Cleveland defeats the Jaguars 31-27. Joe Flacco, 26 completions, 311 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Trevor Lawrence, 28 completions, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. He was on the Jameis shit.
You're fighting Joe Flacco. It's crazy.
Yeah, dog.
Like it's crazy. I did not expect him to play this well. Yeah, he's really is playing well. Yeah, like I said, the same thing with the Colts. It's hard to go on the road to win games, man. Especially in December, it's cold outside. You're a Southern team. It's hard. They got smacked around. They got beat up. But saying that, it was a close game. I just think Joe made enough plays to win. And like I said, shout out to the Browns. They lost their starting quarterback, even though he played a lot, and their coach keeping him around. Stefanski he called a good game yesterday. I give him that much. We be on him. He called a good game yesterday. I don't know what to say about that. I ain't gonna say too much about Jaguars because the Raiders play him this week. I just think they banged up. I think they still a decent team. I still think they're a good team. I just think they really banged up. As far as they have number one cornerback ain't play yesterday, the number one wide receiver ain't play yesterday, and they still only lost by 4 points. And and that's with their quarterback throwing 3 interceptions. So I think it's still. I mean, for Jackson, it's still in front of them. They still well coached. They still got good players. They still talented, very talented offensively. So you are going to have to beat them. I don't think they're going to beat themselves, but they just run into a tough stretch right now. They in a real tough stretch right now.
And for them, they was able to benefit from a Texans loss, which we'll get to, and the Colts losing as well. So it was really even day for them. But the Browns, they're going to be a tough out, man. That defense is elite, but we already knew that. But if Flacco can just keep the boat afloat and not turn the ball over, I mean, that's all that defense needs is about 21 points a game. So he still loved tight ends. You see that. So
I'm not about to give the Browns that much credit. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has a torn ligament in his ankle. Just because he's a tough guy and he went out there to help his team, don't mean he was healthy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You can see, it just lets you know they back up is supremely ass. For him to go out there was a miracle on a high ankle sprain.
They said he couldn't feel. They said he was shot so he couldn't feel nothing below the knee.
You could tell by his mechanics. Sko mentioned the interceptions. You could tell by the mechanics. He's overthrowing people by 20 yards. Like if you don't got your legs and your feet, you don't got your arm and your upper body. That's just how it go with throwing a football.
Why risk your franchise quarterback? Though? I mean, I understand
that game. You ended up losing anyway. Yeah.
Why risk it? Because you know that these standings are these standings, and things can change quickly. And this is an AFC conference game, which goes into tiebreakers. You need him out there, and he probably
But if he get hurt, then you definitely done. That's my point about it. Like I get your point in saying,
and
like,
if you don't win, or if you have CJ Beathard out there, you know I'd rather try with him. And
that's what I'm about to say. It go to what Nick said. You got a QB behind him who's supreme cheek, so that just shows you Trevor better than him and better than them, even with the bum leg.
Why risk it? I mean, they probably evaluated and was like, what's the risk for further injury? May not be that much of a risk for further injury. Shit's already fucked. Right. The question is how much more can it get?
Yeah, pain tolerance. Can you fuck it up more?
And mobility.
And if you can't fuck it up more, it's just deal with it.
They said the test run in the morning in pregame was to see if he could protect himself. Can you get down? Can you know what I mean? We ain't asking you to run around. We just need you to be able to get down, move in the pocket just a little bit and protect yourself. He said he was able to do that. Now, going forward, how much is this injury going to impact his effectiveness? Right? Because if it impacts his effectiveness, mentioned with what Keys mentioned, the injuries on the other side of the football, injuries to Christian Kirk, so on and so forth, they could go on a slide. I could see that.
Their only benefit is that after this week when they play us, their schedule lighten up. They at Tampa, they got Carolina at home, and then they finish the season in Tennessee. Okay. So you finish with 3 fairly winnable games after this week. I don't know how bad to
the point which
I would sit them this week.
Yeah, I would set you get them healthy, and then you can in that stretch run. If you win those 3 games, you should be able to get in the playoffs with already 8 wins. You get the 11-6. You should be able to get in the playoffs, but like you said, it ain't nothing given. So if you got your best quarterback out there,
that's the tricky thing about the high ankles when it's a tear. Like it ain't getting healthy in a week.
Right.
So
right.
It's all going to be pain. Keep playing on it.
That is true, but you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You either sit them down for a month or shoot them up.
It sucks that they got banged up the way they did in that one game. Like they lost three key players in that one game, pretty much. 2.5.
In hindsight, I bet you if he knew that Houston and Indy was losing yesterday, he would have sat him down, and he sit him this week, and us just win the last 3 games.
Houston got banged up quick too.
Yeah,
Houston got banged up real quick.
Yeah, they took some tough injuries on that front. We brought up the Carolina Panthers. They lose another one, 28-6 to the Saints. Bryce Young, 13 completions, 137 yards. Derek Carr, 18 completions, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Yeah, this game went exactly how I thought it was going to be. I knew they was going to win by at least 2 scores. Their defense was going to be too much for Bryce Young. That's what that was. Shout out to them.
Punter.
Yeah. Shout out to them. I mean, they, like I said, I always say, you win the game you're supposed to win. You're gonna find yourself in a good position at the end of the season. I mean, they're right there. They're right there, tied for first place or one game back of first place. So we'll see. We'll see. A lot of people before the season is picking the Saints to win this division, and because of the defense and because they thought Derek Carr was going to be better than what he is. So we'll see how this NFC, even though all the teams suck, it's going to be interesting to see how they play out coming down.
I think that's the main takeaway. You got 3, 6, and 7 teams.
Right.
Somebody got to win that shit.
And on the other side, Carolina's trash. To not have your pick this year is even worse. And you talked about Bryce Young having 13 completions. At one point yesterday, he was like 3 for 20. So it to be 13 for 36 for 137 yards. It's not pretty. Like it's bad in Carolina. Somebody called a medic.
It's hard to justify taking him number 1, yo. It's just bad,
and it's even harder to justify firing this coach halfway through the season.
Yeah, I was thinking
this shit ain't Frank. This shit ain't Frank's fault.
I'm like, damn,
the only thing you did was handicap.
That's sabotage.
Right.
Frank could have did that.
Only thing you did was handicap your franchise more with money.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Jets defeat the Texans 30-6. CJ Stroud, before he left with a concussion, completed 10 passes for 91 yards. Zach Wilson, 27 completions, 301 yards, 2 touchdowns. His fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of where not what everybody expected, but it's. I mean, like I said, CJ Stroud, for as great as he's been, for the year he's having, he's still a rookie quarterback, without his top weapon, I think, in Tank Dell. So let's get out of there. But the Jets defense is still decent. We talked about them. They was those black slide because they didn't know they felt like they was competing in games and their quarterback was letting them down. They played well. They played well against. He looked like a rookie a little bit, and that's expected. He's still in his first year. That's all it was. They imposed their will on the rookie quarterback and they did it. And Zach Wilson played well. But the Jets are still they're not going anywhere. I mean, they not with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's still not going. Zach Wilson is still that starting quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think he got too many more fucking games in him, but it was good.
I'm not going to give that much credit to the Jets defense, mainly because not only were they missing Tank Dell, but they were.
How early did Nico go out?
Yeah, first quarter. And Dalton Schultz, who's their starting tight end, was out. So you throwing the Noah fucking Brown and Robert Woods, the ghost of Robert Woods, Brevin Jordan. Yeah. I got Sunday ticket. I got 4 screens on my TV plus a tablet. Like I'm looking at the shit. He's trying to make plays downfield. Every play is fumbling off somebody's hands. Like they can't make a play for your quarterback. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have 4, 5, 6 straight 3 and outs when motherfuckers aren't making plays for your quarterback. We said it earlier. Good players make your quarterback look right, even when he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In this situation, when he was right, he made him look wrong.
Yeah, they were wrong.
So I don't know, man.
Hopefully he get back. Hopefully he play next week too.
I mean, he got concussed trying to do everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's doing too much and got himself concussed. So now you don't got your starting quarterback. You down 2 receivers. You down tight end. The defense isn't that good. I mean, they have some young pieces on there, but they can be had. And you saw yesterday. I mean, you expected the Jets defense to play well. Did you expect the Jets offense to be able to run the ball at will, to be able to get chunk games in the passing game at will? I mean, it was atrocious, the defense that Houston played. So I ain't expect that. That's for sure. Zach Wilson coming in, he said, I don't have nothing to lose. What the fuck they gonna do? Bench me? I respected that because that's the mentality you have to have.
Okay.
But at the same token, that's Tyler Conklin and Zach Wilson. Like, bro, y'all not about to be sitting here and doing this to me all game. Not Tyler Conklin. He was looking like Jeremy Shockey out there or some shit.
Yes. Whoa, good name right there. All right. The Twins defeated the A's 3-0.
This is nasty.
Nick Mullins completed 9 passes for 83 yards. Aiden O'Connell, 21 completions, 171 yards, and a pick.
This shit should have ended in 0-0 tie.
I was hoping that it did. I mean,
shout out to the Vikings, man. You win the game, you get back right 7-6. You right where you need to be.
Stack your wins, fellas.
That's crazy.
3-0. They play good defense. That's the silver lining, I guess.
Flores, man. Flores gonna be he should be a head coach next year.
He still got that lawsuit.
He should.
I hope so, but he still got that lawsuit.
Should be a head coach. But I'm not saying that. But 3-0 game. This game was 0-0 with under 4 minutes or some shit like that. This game was terrible.
It's the last second. They
Josh
scored in
Allen.
the last minute.
This game was awful. Except
Yeah.
football back about 15, 20 years.
What is Josh Dobbs, like a neuroscientist or an astronaut or some shit? Like all that smart.
Rocket scientist or something.
Rocket
How do we
scientist.
keep getting benched, yo? How do we keep having good Josh Dobbs stories and then 2 weeks later, now
Yo.
he's back to this shit? Like,
'Cause it's a reason.
We were just praising him
It's a
3
reason.
weeks ago.
So it's a reason for that, yo. You know, some backup quarterback gonna show you a backup quarterback eventually.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, you bench him for Nick Mullins, you might as well just keep the motherfucker in. Because it's not like you benching him for fucking Brock Purdy. It's not like, hey, we got the 7th round kid. He looks good. It's fucking Nick Mullins. We know what he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get it. I don't get it. But they did win, and they are still in the hunt. So
Yeah, I don't know. Even with whoever at quarterback, I don't know why the offense was that inept. And that inept for like the last 2 games against the Bears, they were inept. You know, you're not facing the cream of the crop defenses. I would expect you to get a few first downs, right? A few third down conversions. I ain't asking for much. A few field goals. Usually, back in the day, an inept offense could get you 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is
At
crazy.
least 7. At least 7. At least 7. But hey, San Francisco defeated the Seattle Seahawks 28-16. Brock Purdy,
Debo,
19 completions, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Drew Lock, 22 completions, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, San Francisco just supposed to be a better team. Showed it. They better than any team they're gonna play until they get to the playoffs. So it's just I think for San Francisco, they just gotta fine tune what they want to do. They gotta get their play, script their plays to how they want to get ready for. We got this goal to go. We got this amount of yards. They just at this point they just fine tuning to get ready for that.
It's practice.
For that Super Bowl run. They better than anybody gonna play. They deep. Their depth is crazy. Like I said, Brock Purdy, the way he's playing, Debo Debo was back to form after his injury. Like when Debo was playing at the level he's playing at, the 49ers are virtually unstoppable. And I don't even know. We'll see if Geno get healthy, but if Drew Lock is going to be quarterback in themselves, they will not make the playoffs.
I didn't think they was making it with Geno. They just
Damn.
they too inconsistent. No, not. I mean, I like Geno. I'm just saying, like as a team, fuck Geno.
Mhm.
As a team, they just too inconsistent.
Right.
Kenneth Walker, where did he disappear to? Like they used to have a run game they could rely on to take pressure off, and Drew didn't play horribly. He just was going up against the 49ers. That was dead on arrival. But just shout out to the Niners. Shout out to Debo for playing like that. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. I mean, the usual suspects. Brock Purdy's on track to set the 49ers single season passing yards record.
Which
for
is
somebody
crazy.
that gets so much criticism for going out there and doing his job.
Yeah, no.
It's pretty. I mean, San Francisco, they got a storied, line of quarterbacks to
Joe
be able
and
to set a
Steve.
record. You know what I mean?
Impressive. It's impressive because he's doing more than just making the throws now.
And
Like
even
that,
if he was
he's
just
doing-
doing
yeah.
that,
And it was working when he was just doing that, but you can see like, hey, you can do it. Oh, you can do a little more? We're gonna give you a little more. And he's doing it. Yo, they dangerous, man. They dangerous. You got 3 people over $150 in total yards.
Scary times.
how could he throw to Debo and allow Debo to make a play?
Yeah, I know, right?
He's not good. All right, well,
How dare his receiver get that yak for him? My God.
no other wide receiver gets yak in the league. Just the 49ers and just
Like
Brock
what?
Purdy.
Hey,
And,
that
yo, that's
receiver is
fucking
getting-
football. That's what you're supposed to do.
and create separation, right? Like, I don't want my quarterback throwing in tight windows all the fucking time.
You see-
I
Justin
say it
Herbert.
every week. I say it
Justin
every
Herbert
week. This
about to-
game is terrible, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. So, yeah, get the fuck open, and then you 50-50. I get the separation. You drop it in the basket. Everything's good. Salute to them. Buffalo defeats the Chiefs 20-17. Josh Allen, 23 completions, 233 yards, touchdown and a pick. Crybaby Mahomes, 25 completions, 271 yards, touchdown and a pick.
Home
Yeah.
definitely take his basketball home.
Yeah, I mean, we
What
all
you say?
got this
Hold
game.
on. What did you say?
I said Mahomes
Yeah.
definitely take his basketball home.
That white side came out.
How
like a
you gonna
motherfucker
congratulate
last
some
night.
man? How you gonna congratulate somebody on the
You know
win
it's
and then
bullshit,
complain?
You know it's
Yeah,
bullshit.
I ain't like that. I mean, it's for as
Come
great
on,
as Pat Mahomes is, for all the great things we've seen him done, for all the great things that we're gonna see him do. You can't be doing that.
Yeah,
How
that
many
wasn't
times did
shining
somebody
home.
else had to hold the L and shake his hand?
How many
that's
times
what
has
I'm
Josh Allen held that out?
Yeah,
And come
Right.
over there and big you
Yeah.
up.
Exactly.
but not even. It's just that I mean, because we one thing we don't do, because like I said, Skull could have came here and said something after the Pats loss about the offsides, or we could have said something about the Xavier. We don't complain about the refs on this show. We don't complain about flag. We know flags don't determine games, and at the end of the day, come on, Pat, like this be better. You too great for that. You too great for
Look
that.
at him. Look at him go.
That should be directed at Tony Bumass, like Nick said earlier. He can't even catch
Yeah, it
a
was
5-yard
misplaced
pass.
aggression.
Or
Can't even line up, man.
I mean, but I mean, to the Bills, man.
Y'all funny as shit.
The Bills is it. Like I said, it's for as much as they'll talk about Josh Allen and that team, is the one team that you do not need to see in a wild card round or a divisional round. They not the ones you want to see. Mm-hmm. They capable of beating any team. If he's going to play well, they capable of beating any team. And you said that 9-11 stuff with McDermott, it's bringing them together. You can see it. It's going to bring them together. They playing well, and we'll see. Like I said, good win, great win for them to keep them where they need to be. But now they got Dallas coming to that building. So now the question is, can they build it? Can they go in and beat another top contending team this coming week? And if they do, then like we're saying now, very, very scary. It's not a team you want to see.
Real quick, let's hear what Andy Reid had to say about Kadarius Toney and where he lined up at.
We got the Mahomes piece first.
Mahomes. Oh yeah, let's get to it.
Fucking call I've ever seen, man. Offensive offsides in that moment, man. Fucking terrible.
Well,
that white side came raging out.
Normally he looks over to the sideline and just gets an okay. And on that one, he just happened not to. So that would be the coaching point. Just make sure you check. Make sure you check with the guy on the side just to see if you're aligned. I mean, he's not lining up off sides on purpose. And listen, he was 2 inches away from or an inch.
I mean, but you learn this in
legal.
Pop Warner though.
And so I mean, you can always, like I said, you can argue both sides of it. It's for both teams. There are things that happen where people, just it happens like that. So I guess the league's trying to clean that up. From what I heard,
y'all said I was moonwalking last week.
Yeah, so they just expected them not to make the call because they wanted to win the game. Like,
what he's saying is usually because that's
they
not
give
the
him the heads up.
I mean, I know what he's saying. No, I know what he's saying. But I'm saying is, but even still, the motherfucker was offsides.
Yeah, but they usually don't call it. It's not called consistently, and usually you get a warning. That's his whole gripe.
But I haven't seen nobody lined up like that, my nigga. That's all I'm saying.
The ref that I
because
heard,
they give you a warning and they tell you get your ass on sides.
Well, maybe he wasn't doing it all game. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's decided to line up right there, then and there, where they didn't need a warning.
Which is why you would expect a warning. Like maybe it's an oversight, and usually the reason he was bitching. Well, I'm not excusing the bitching, but the reason why it's a thing is because how many times have you seen offensive neutral zone infraction? You don't see it, right? When you hear neutral zone infraction, that shit is on the defense.
They called it one time. I was watching the game earlier. They called it one time, but you're right. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Remember they called it on Terry McLaurin last year?
Yeah.
And it was a controversy because he was actually looking at the ref and the ref didn't say nothing, and then he threw the flag. They were mad because that's not custom. Usually the ref says something. So if you're going to officiate it, cool. Just be consistent with the officiating. Don't sometimes give a warning, other times, or this one time call a flag. But
how does the warning go? Like, don't you got to check first to get the warning, or they just give you the warning?
They got video of him looking at the ref.
Yeah, he looked.
Maybe he looked.
I thought Andy Reid just said he didn't check with the ref.
No, he checked.
No, they got video.
He checked. Yeah, he checked. The ref.
So if he checked, then I feel differently about it. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he checked, I change my tone. But I don't change my tone about them bitching, about them complaining about it. But if you're gonna call it one way, call it one way. If he checked, the ref is wrong.
And many calls as dating got over the last few years.
but at the same token, I don't want to do that because they missed the call last week. Against the Chiefs.
They did.
So I mean,
Which game?
last
The
week,
pass
the last
interference.
loss,
The pass
the
interference.
pass
Green
interference.
Bay.
It's just, and that was a huge play. That was a huge play. That was the game.
That's where their frustration
both
coming from.
was.
Really, that's where
They're
their frustration.
frustrated. That's all. They're just
it's
pissed.
coming from. It's coming from that Denver game, from that Green
Is this
Bay
3
game.
straight in a row?
Two in a row.
Two in a row, but they haven't played well in a month.
Yeah, no, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I said something to Keith early. They ain't. This is the first time he lost 5 regular season games. This is the first time since they drafted him. Kansas City hasn't lost more than 5 in the regular season, 5 or more. I think they was like 12-4.
3 out of their last 4, and 4 out of their last 6 have been losses.
Yeah. Nah,
and I was on mute earlier, but I was going to bring up the Bills when Keys brought up his point about how dangerous they are. They top 5 in point differential in NFL right now, so that's a team that can put up points. You don't want to see them come January. They top 5 behind Dallas is 1, San Francisco 2, we're 3, Dolphins 4, and they're right there at 5. So
yeah, I mean they're
plus
104, and I brought it up last week. If you actually look at their losses, every game has been a 1-score game, and that's with Josh Allen, quote unquote, not playing. You know what I mean? Even though he leads the league in total touchdowns, but I won't go there. You know what I mean? I won't go there. He leads. We talk about the interceptions, but we won't talk about the total touchdowns or the high scoring offense.
See, that's what makes the interceptions cool.
I live with it. If you gonna make plays, I live with it.
Yeah,
there's other niggas that be having 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and we make excuses for them.
Yeah, just don't let the interceptions be more than a touchdown. But
because he threw a big one yesterday too. He threw a big pick yesterday too, but they just ain't capitalized on it. It was 14-7. He threw a pick.
He gonna throw an interception.
Is that a big pick in the second? What's it? The first half that happened?
I mean, because they had momentum. Against Kansas City on the road, I think it is because that game could have switched like that. But
how many big miscues that the Chiefs had? Did Mahomes have? I mean, quarterbacks.
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't capitalize on it. I mean, but is it?
I just feel like I'm not we. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just saying in general, like the timeline, sports fans, people they selectively highlight shit. Even against the Eagles, Hurts had more turnovers. But at the same token, it's not a quarterback game. It's a team versus team game. You know what I'm saying? And your team picks you up. You know, if you have a turnover, okay, like you let that shit go and you move on to the rest of the game. You know,
and in that same breath, don't nobody talk about the play where he floating out of bounds and throw a fade away to
they won't bring that
game up the sideline. Like that's a hell of a play.
And that's a Brett Favre type of
hell of a play.
That's a gunslinger kind of play. If you don't make that play, you know, if you don't have the guts to throw some shit like that and be a gunslinger, it don't happen.
Yeah, it's
30 other quarterbacks can't make that play. That's a hell of a play.
Yeah, it's crazy. Broncos defeat the Chargers 24-7. Russell Wilson completed 21 passes, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Stick and replacement
over now.
Replacement Jake Herb completed 13 passes for 179 yards.
The game shut down.
It's still employed.
Sorry.
Like Keith will ask me like, "Yo, what you want for the show?" And I asked him deliberately, "Yo, is it anything about Brandon Staley?" I asked him that, "Yo, is there anything?" He's like, "Nah, I ain't seen nothing." I'm surprised, yo. I'm surprised.
He said he should have been fired 7 weeks ago.
Well, we all said he should have been fired last year.
Oh yeah, but how many chances have they had to change? How many chances have they had? What do you need to see?
Yeah, dog. Yeah. This is bad.
A wasted team, a wasted talent. I mean,
time.
It's just a waste. Yeah. I mean, you cut your teeth on defense, and they give you all the names, and it's nothing but names. That scheme is terrible.
Shout out to the Broncos, though, man. Shout out to Sean Payton. Shout out to Russell Wilson, and shout out to that defense. They playing well, man. They a team that they finally looking like they well coached. They finally looking like they ain't making the same mistakes they was making in week 1, week 2, week 3, which is expected with a new coach, with a new regime. But Russell playing well. Again, he's playing decent. Shout out to them. There's another team that do they have enough offense to come January? Do they have enough offense to beat you? Can they create it? Can they win the turnover battle? But it's a team that they scary. They definitely scary. The way they've been playing well, and nobody's scary than a team that going to the playoffs hot.
All right.
As far as the Chargers, man, if I'm Justin Herbert, you don't see me again for the rest of the year, and you don't see me until we get a new staff. I want a new offensive staff, new defense, new head coach.
And that trade with Tomlin looking good.
And it's sad because it's like he's at his best when he has, like, he doesn't have any weapons. And I know people, who have watched football, but what do you mean? I looked at the roster and he has Mike Williams. I'm like, yo, Mike Williams not even playing, my nigga.
No,
Josh Palmer ain't playing, my nigga.
Nope.
Quentin Johnson ain't that good, my nigga. Keenan Allen has an AC sprain and he's been banged up all season. He ain't who he was.
And he on the other
week
side
3,
of 30.
week 4, week 5. And he's on the other side of 30. You have no team speed. Austin Eckler, he's not fast.
He's talking about getting his took just last week. So, yeah.
The offensive line is inconsistent and gets injured. You know what I mean? It's not to absolve Justin Herbert or anything. It's just to keep it a buck, right? We know what he is. It's just he's over here trying to throw to people that don't belong on the field, trying to put everything, shoulder everything on his shoulders. And it's like it's weighing on him. So, instead of me getting slandered, I'm getting surgery, baby. Y'all see me next year.
Yep.
And that's what's happening. He's getting surgery.
Yo, Mike Tomlin could fix y'all. We just need the quarterback, and we can get this shit done. We can get it done. Get it done.
Well,
get it done. Yo, Mike Tomlin, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa.
Fairy tales.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm throwing straws out there.
I'm gonna give you my quarterback for Tomlin's a dumbass.
Hey, LA is
I'll give you John for Mike though.
They're not a no. And I know y'all gonna talk about
you said that too fast though.
No, nah. Because they're even. They're even at this point. And no. Elevation. Offset said elevation is key. That's what Offset said. And I agree with him. Sunday night, Dallas defeats Philly 33-13. Jalen Hurts completed 18 passes for 197 yards. Dak Prescott, 24 completions, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns.
They played with Dak. Sco.
Nah, I told you last week. That's my MVP. That's my MVP. And he's showing it. He's had what? One bad game? Like that you can actually say, yo, he played horrible.
That's what I'm saying.
It ain't been that many.
We can't put these quarterbacks down for one bad season, man. When they track record is they track record, man. You know what I'm saying? He's bounced back and now he's shitting on people. But at the same token, we all know what his bar of success is.
It's gotta be the play. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah.
You gotta just make a run. I don't even want a Super Bowl. Just make a run, dog.
Yeah.
You gotta get to the NFC title game at least, man. You gotta make some time. But yeah, we were talking about it last couple weeks. This Philly defense got some holes. They got a lot of holes. And come January, they're gonna get exposed. We'll see.
Yesterday they
exposed now. They exposed now.
One thing about them is they are a good enough team to win out and still win the damn NFC. So NFC gonna still have to come to Philadelphia, but that defense, they got showed up. I mean, I saw Fletcher Cox talking in the locker room talking about if you got great players, we got to step up, this, that, and the third. But yeah, they got hosts, and they like I said, last 2 weeks they didn't got exposed. They really have got exposed. So we'll see. We'll see what what type of team they are. They're gonna bounce back. We'll see.
The best
Dallas
teams
been dominant.
bounce back.
Dallas been dominant. 8 wins, by over 20 plus points this year. So they dominating teams. I think Philly just went through a tough stretch. You played San Francisco and Dallas. Both of them had extended rest. So, I mean, I think they'll get right this next month. And all roads still can go through Philly. They just got to win out, and their schedule should allow them to do that. Dallas has a difficult schedule, headed to Buffalo. They still got Miami. They still got Detroit. So we'll see how the next month go. Big win for Dallas, though.
60 on Detroit.
Yeah, but you got to do it in January from Dallas. Like we've seen this swan song too many times from them. Go win in January, and I think all will be okay. And they got the team right now to do it. Stephon Gilmore looked like he one of them old vets, man. He's tough. They say AJ Brown was talking to him before the game, called him old, and he stripped him. So just an opportunistic defense. And if they force turnovers and Dallas can kind of control the clock and control the pace of the game the way they want to play, it's going to be a tough out. But I still don't think they can beat San Francisco.
The Eagles, they aren't the team they were last year. They're not as good as a team. And if you just look at their last 5 or so games dating back to October 29th, they won 38-31 versus Washington. Beat Dallas 28-23. Beat Kansas City 21-17. Beat Buffalo 37-34. And then they lost to San Francisco 42-19 and lost to Dallas 33-13. What's the trends here? Barely winning, getting blown out. Barely winning, getting blown out. Those aren't good trends on either aisle. So they're gonna have to. And the thing that's most concerning to me, after they got their ass whipped by San Francisco, you had veterans in the locker room, the AJ Browns talking about, watch how we come out next week. Watch how we come out next week. And they got blown out by 20 points to a division rival.
Yeah.
Most statistics say after you play San Francisco and that defense, you don't come back the next week and really perform. Like that's a physical game.
They ain't been performing the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, and the bad thing was your top
but you
three
got
guys.
both these teams had like 10, 11 days rest too, which I'm not using an excuse.
No, I get
just
you.
playing devil's advocate.
I get
but
you.
I don't know. Like we say, when the possessions slow down, like Dallas not gonna get that many possessions in January. The game slow down. So we gonna have to see what they do. And I think they're capable, but I still don't think I think it's San Francisco's conference to lose. Like I don't think nobody match up well with them. Philly or
I got San Fran too. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Like I just think we talking about second play. Like, I don't think neither one of those teams, if San Francisco is healthy and ready to go, can beat them. Especially if you got to go to San Francisco.
That's a well-oiled machine over there. But I think Dallas will give them a better game than Philly.
Yeah, the scary part is, Keith, I agree with you because we've seen this before with Dallas. So when we talking about a playoff threat, it's hard for me to kind of tie myself as like Dallas being that second team to challenge the 49ers. But I've seen it. Again, I'm judging regular season Dallas football. It's tough. I get you. But just judging based off of what I see, I just think they're the better team, better than the Eagles right now. And the Eagles, I think they're trying to get things right. It's not happening.
It don't look right.
And that's the scary part.
But when you lose your OC and DC, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be a drop off.
Yeah,
like you lost both of them to head coaching jobs. It's gonna be a drop off. So just to be expected. I mean, you just gotta wonder, can they get it right?
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like I said, they still 10-3, and if they went out, you gotta come beat them in Philly again.
And think about it like this:
to get to the Super Bowl.
My bad. Think about it like this: they scored 13 points last night. Seven of those points came from a strip sack.
Yeah.
These niggas barely scored last night.
Yeah, the kick outscored him.
I mean, Jalen haven't been playing that well either.
He's turning the ball over.
We got to get that out there. He's turned the ball over a lot. A lot of fumbles, a lot of interceptions.
Yeah.
So
15 combined turnovers. You can't have that.
The tape out there now, like teams ain't seeing them. It's you gotta be able to adjust and be better. But I also think he's been battling some sort of injury too.
The knee injury.
Yeah, but there's still no excuse. You still got to go out and perform. And they laid the egg last night. And the last thing you want to do is lay an egg versus a divisional rival. Like if I came in here and said Pittsburgh beat us 35-30, I'd be pissed.
Scobie.
I'd be pissed.
Scobie be acting crazy right now.
I don't want my division.
Did you see that?
Like
nah.
Yeah,
I told you.
Nah.
But one thing before we move on, without Dallas Goedert, their issue was throwing to the middle of the field. You saw Devontae Smith get involved more. AJ Brown was involved more, but they didn't have a middle of the field present. Dallas Goedert was there last night, and it seems like AJ Brown and Devontae had to suffer, whether it's target share or just opportunities. Now, mind you, Devontae had that key fumble at the end, but it just seemed like everything's disjointed. It seems like the coordinator can't get everybody rolling at once. And last year, everybody ate. Everybody ate, and it wasn't hard for that to happen either.
Not only that, they getting pressure too. Like I'm not used to seeing them get that type of pressure on that line too. Like that line is starting to kind of
old. That line old, yo.
Bit too. Yeah, they are. They are.
Them niggas been together 12 years at this point.
I mean, people forget Kelsey was gonna retire. It sounded like that they won the Super Bowl. He just wanted to come back for one last ride. Sound like so. Yeah, I agree, but
they still dangerous.
That line
yeah. I mean,
yo, if you 10-3 in December, going into the second, third, you happy. Like you can't be mad. You just gotta.
That's why you win all them games.
To be able to lose 2 straight games and still be 10-3 is a blessing.
You win all them games on the front end. You're gonna hit a slide. You're gonna hit a slide unless you go
undefeated. San Fran hit a slide,
but it is a little concerning that they have changed OCs and we in week 15 and it hasn't really gelled yet. So you got to ask yourself, all right, when the fuck is it going to gel? It don't look like it's going to be this year.
Talk about that offense, Sko, the defense looked like the defense looked
defense
terrible.
too.
To
defense
have
too.
all these quote unquote big names,
they get a name every week.
Players you bringing in.
Yeah, I know.
You just brought Darius Leonard. Like,
Shaq.
What was he doing? Who?
Shit, he was in on. Yeah, he was in on what one snap? I saw just one snap. So
where's Carter? Where's Davis? Where's these guys who's supposed to plug the middle? Like I don't know. They just they look like they out of sync right now.
Yeah,
but like you said, you still got 4 weeks to get right. So
gonna go to the first commercial break. Nitty Gritty. This ad is brought to you by Lavelle Body. Lavelle Body is an all-natural, handmade skin and hair care line for men, women, and children. So if your skin is dry, your hair is damaged, or your beard is having problems connecting, shop Lavelle Body today at lavellebody.com or DM Lavelle Body LLC on Instagram. Again, that's lavellebody.com or DM Lavelle Body LLC.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. The fuck happened to you?
I'm gonna do this a little different because I know what y'all got in the chamber. So, Keys, who you got?
You already know I got the.
Yes, sir.
What happened to that boy?
Oh my God.
Boy.
Yeah, you know.
Nah, yo, y'all gotta chill, yo.
Oh my God.
Y'all gotta chill, yo.
The family picture, yo.
Why they kept saying Harbaugh had the perk 30? That's how I knew it's a Baltimore Twitter page. Yo. I see too many retweets say that.
Look at Jack smiling. Yeah, like I said, I like you got on Tumblr last week, Sko. Like this guy got to go. Because we could talk so we were in the face about the challenge and the touchdown. It came in the first half where you leave your timeouts on the board when you don't take the timeouts in the right position. And then you call a timeout with 12 seconds left, meaning you got to kick the field. Even after you kick the field goal, you still got to kick the ball off again. It's little stuff like that.
3 seconds.
Take it down to 5 seconds and kick the field goal. Then the half over, you don't got to worry about getting somebody injured in the kicker. It's little stuff like that where I know that he's not there. He's not there because you don't take a time beforehand, and then when the play over, you run down and take a time out 12 seconds when you could have. It's stuff like that. And like I said, I don't gotta go too much in the goddamn challenge to touchdown. It's no way like that. Like that's malpractice.
But he was just trying to call a timeout, Keys.
Bullshit. I read his lips.
And that's the thing.
Bullshit. I read his lips.
And why not just come out and say
that's bullshit?
I'm out. Like, why don't you just call a timeout?
Why not just come out and say I made a mistake?
Yo, hell no.
We got that soundbite. Let's listen to it real quick. Then we can respond.
Dude, that challenge flag like Mitch on 4th and 2.
What did you see on the Marcus Robinson touchdown? You tried to challenge it, but they didn't allow you to?
Yeah, I was kind of looking. There's more about getting a timeout. You know, I thought maybe he stepped out of bounds, but I know they look at that. But really, what it was just getting organized for the 2-point play call. You know, they go fast in those now. They don't give you time really, and you know, I think we all did, but I really wanted to make sure we had the right call. So that's a way to get a timeout right there from 20 yards away.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Why can't you just come out and say I made a mistake? I let the game get to me. It was, you know, and then we can move on. But now you're gonna come out and double down and say you want to get a timeout. Okay, just take the fucking timeout. This guy's a terrible coach.
This nigga, but he vehemently said,
pretty
did
good.
he step out of bounds?
Did
he step out of bounds? That was his first reaction. Did he step out of bounds?
Exactly. That's what his initial. And then they're gonna say, I know they trying to touchdown play. No, you don't know. You have no idea. You had no idea. He's not there on Sundays. He's not there on Sundays, yo. But if I needed,
end of the bar.
And I've been on this fire hub on train for years now, but I feel like I got all my evidence I needed. Like this guy got it. Like, could you imagine if that was a playoff game and you needed your challenge late in the game, or you needed that timeout late in the fourth quarter because you know you down by 2 and you need to kick a field goal and you got to rush the field goal team instead of having that timeout to call timeout and get everything set up. And that's what I think about. I think about when it's gonna hurt us.
Yeah, he was capped because he's saying he did that to get a timeout and to get the ref's attention. Like, mind you, after you score a touchdown, you could have called a timeout immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or as soon as you see them line up just to see what package they're in, you call a timeout. I mean, I saw that all throughout every Sunday that I've watched each week this year. Like when like fourth down, like you'll come out, I'll see your set. All right, we call a timeout. Mm-hmm. We got that drop on you now, pretty much. Why did you need to do any of that? You could have just used the timeout. Like, it's full of shit. And the fact that he'll say some shit like that and people will eat it up and like believe it blows me, man. But y'all got it. Like,
the fact that he don't get no type of rebuttal questions from that, like the room just let it go. Like, shout out to Cordell Woodland, who even asked the question. But it, like, why did it even take that long? That should have been the first question they came out and asked him. I would have needed to know that off the rip. Why did you?
Do you know the rules, John Harbaugh? do you know the rules? Like, that's
are you a fan or are you a coach?
Right.
I thought a fan threw something on the field.
Fan.
I thought a fan threw something on the field.
I was shocked. I was like, yo, what is he doing that for?
I'm so into what pisses me off about it is I'm so into the game. I'm like, oh shit, they might review it, and I'm thinking like, this motherfucker then challenged a touchdown play. He got me looking at the game wrong now.
Daryl Johnson was like, hey, you can't do that. What is he doing?
I know you can't do that, Scope, but because he challenged, I'm like, all right, yeah, maybe coach.
Daryl Johnson was on it quick. He was like, yo, you can't do that.
Now he got me being a bad fan because I know they can't do that.
He got Michigan ties, right?
Yeah, one brother cheating,
Chris
one
Webber.
brother don't know nothing about football.
You said Chris Webber, Jim Harbaugh, nigga.
He was on his Chris Webber shit.
He's on his gym.
Losing timeouts and shit. Losing timeouts and shit.
In a one possession game,
by any means necessary.
Losing timeouts and shit.
One possession, like I said, like I said, before the first half, you don't take the timeouts to give yourself a better scoring opportunity. You play for 3. You're conservative in some games. You aggressive in some games. He's just not a good coach.
What about the 4th and 1 when we thought they could have just went for it and sit?
I think so. I mean, the way the defense is playing with 8 minutes left in the game, you get the 4th one. I think you go for it and end the game. You thought
he should have punted on that 4th and 1 net late in the game.
I usually like to trust my offense, trust my quarterback, and live and die with the results. But you know, it's hard to criticize or critique in a win. But win or loss, I want to trust my guys.
Yeah, keep
hindsight. I don't want to get them the ball. Like they literally
the way the defense was playing. Yeah,
I thought we were going to lose.
The drive before Puka Nacua dropped the ball and DeMarcus dropped. Like they was going to go drive and get some points.
Right, and that's my thing. It don't have to be that way every single game. This game is where you feel the game. Next game, the defense playing well.
He's going to go for it next week when he's not supposed. He's going to go for it.
You already know what's going to happen. It's going to be 4th. It's going to be 4th one on our own 45 in the 4th quarter. Jacksonville, we up by 2. I mean, we up by a field goal. This dumbass is going to go for it and give Jacksonville the ball back, and it's going to happen. We've seen this play out over and over again.
And Keith brought up a good point about like what the media was asking and whatnot. But we watched that whole press conference looking for that specific quote. You know, it was a 22-minute press conference. That shit came in like minute 20 and 30 seconds. Like, I'm talking about they asked the silliest of questions like, Devin Duvernay went down. You chose to put Tylan Wallace in the game. What went behind that? And then I'm just looking like the depth chart, motherfucker.
And Lamar saved them again. That's all it is. If the Ravens lose that game, I think it's a bigger issue than what we are making it. But I think it should be a bigger issue even with the win, because now, like you said earlier, you winning in spite of him. Lamar saving him. Lamar keeps saving him over and over again from these bad coaching decisions. It's weekly that I gotta come on the show every single week and say John Harbaugh made a bad coach decision. And it was in front of, like you said, everybody saw it yesterday. Everybody was able to see that bullshit yesterday. A lot of people don't watch Ravens games to see, what's going on, but literally everybody can see what happened.
Everybody see it, but don't nobody hold them accountable. And that go to what Nick say. And that's why they call people like us freelancers, because you're not going to get a media pass if you're going to go in there and stir something up, ask questions that people really want to know. Like Nick just said, he really had to thumb through that video just to find that. That should have been within the first 5 minutes of the interview. That should have been the
first question.
The first question. Why did you throw it? Why did you throw the flag, John?
What was your purpose of throwing the flag?
That's irresponsible journalism to me, to be honest. But y'all to wait that long to ask them that.
Niggas asking about the depth chart.
The goddamn rules.
Winning is the best deodorant.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Oh, we lost, man. It would have been all hell.
Winning is the best deodorant.
But that's the thing. People want to forgive. I want him fired still. Even I don't care if the Ravens win the Super Bowl. I do not want him to come back as a coach. I'm done with y'all.
And if we would have lost, we would have been looking at it as this is our fourth loss in which we lost a fourth quarter lead, and our fourth loss in which we lost in a similar fashion. Yep. I don't mind losing. I do mind losing the same exact way every single time. We gotta stop.
Yo, I thought
but we didn't lose. So
I saw somebody respond to what you tweeted yesterday about John when he was screaming in the camera, and they was like, "Yo, without John, we 13-0," and they right. Like no, every game we lost has come down to a decision that John Harbaugh made.
Yeah, remember the Colts game? I was there.
I was there.
Oh yeah, on the field. Yeah,
I was there.
You remember that shit? Pittsburgh 4th and 2. What was the game? The Browns game. Like there was some questionable shit in the Browns game too. Listen, man, we just hope that it doesn't hinder us in the playoffs and at the wrong moment. Because in the playoffs, coaching is 14
points going into the fourth.
Listen, man, the playoffs is where you have two evenly matched teams. What's the difference in those games is turnovers and execution and coaching.
Like, what happens if you don't have a timeout in that situation? I'm pretty sure. So if they have a timeout and it's like 10 seconds left or something, and it's a 10-second runoff, and you don't get a chance to get the ball back or something. You got to think about stuff like that.
To not use your timeouts in the first half and then to be careless with it.
Exactly.
In the second half, just don't be making sense to me. But
Nick, who you got?
I got D'Angelo Russell, Derek White.
What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy?
And mainly, this is it's just unacceptable, bro. I don't like front running, especially front running in the regular season. I've evolved into a get off my lawn type of person. I'm here now. Like I never thought I'd be here, but I'm here now. I don't like any of this change. I don't like any of this, trying to make a regular season thing kind of similar to a Larry O'Brien, similar to a championship. What's the point of playing 82 games if you can just be a champion after 12 or 14? It's just stupid as fuck. And then you got D'Angelo Russell talking to a champion as if this in-season shit is where it's at. I just don't understand. Just 5 months ago, you were talking about you want to be the next Derek White. And now you're talking shit to a champion. And now I have to call you a champion because you want an in-season fucking tournament.
White. That's what he said.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
You remember that?
No, he said that.
Yeah, Bruce Brown called that man a cone, Nick. So
he called him a cone.
He called him a cone.
No. Yeah.
I feel D-Lo a little bit.
Not now.
I don't like all the talk after.
Not now. Not now.
In a regular season game, you talking trash is all fun, but I mean, it was clownish.
I don't like how they're hanging up banners. For this
yeah.
See, I was wrong. See, when I said they would forget about it last week, I was wrong.
I didn't think they would go this far.
Correct. The fact that
3 seconds after they won.
3
seconds after they won. Oh, this is another thing to add to LeBron's legacy.
Yo.
And then they talking about Austin Reeves had a flu game. I'm like, nigga, I'm done with this shit. I'm watching football. I'm a baseball nigga now.
The banner is crazy.
Yeah, the banner crazy.
Yo,
I'm a hockey nigga now. I can't do this.
Nick.
Like,
I watch football now. I can't do this shit.
I took the Austin Reeves shit as a joke, like tongue in cheek. But
until Braun said
that wasn't no joke.
No, Braun was dead ass
champagne, the popping the champagne.
Yeah, I knew they was gonna take it that far. I knew they was gonna be popping champagne.
Because like, Braun, you won 4 of them, nigga. What are you doing?
And then hit Braun like y'all ain't never popped
real
champagne before. I'm like, come on, OG, like
you
tell
popped
them like
4 real ones. Like, what are you
doing? Keep the champagne. Be
this is a real one
LA.
now. They're like, playing this like this.
I didn't think I was with Keys. I thought this was just some shit to give some niggas some bread.
Why does the postseason matter? Niggas done already won the championship.
I can't believe.
Well, LeBron came down and shot 3 straight threes in the semifinals. So you should have known he was treating like it was Game 7.
Bang the bitches.
You should have known that. He was treating that like that was game. I only see LeBron hit those in
They say, yo, he got that look in his eyes. I said, oh shit.
When he started doing that shit,
this in Game 6, yo.
He got that.
Wrap it up.
It was like, all right, yo, might as well go sit down. He got that look in his eyes. It's a wrap. Keith, who you got?
Ironically, I got what happened to 90s basketball. Like that's it plays right into what Nick was just talking about. But that's really
Marbury. Wow.
just basketball, man. Like this, the basketball I grew up on. Just
Yeah.
you don't even see teams run sets no more. So it's
Yeah, they'd
just,
kick a nigga out if they did what Sean Kemp did.
I miss 90s basketball, man. After watching people pop champagne in December, it just ain't sit right with me.
I want to say, like, I wish it was like more love of the game, more tradition. You know how baseball upholds their tradition. Like they had to fight for that pitch clock. They had to fight for some of those rule changes.
Yeah.
Like
It took them a long time to do that.
We just way too liberal. It's too many changes just happening way too quickly. Like I still believe that. I ain't gonna go there, but it's just too many. It's just too much shit happening at once, and it's like it's Adam Silver. I understand he's good for business, right? Under Adam Silver, these players are getting way more money, and if you just thinking about the competition, if you're just thinking about the love of basketball, some of these things just don't vibe with that, man. But I will give Adam Silver credit. If I'm a player in his league, these type of things help you make more money. It's the valuing the history and the tradition is just it's just disgusting to me.
I mean, yeah, when I see them coming in and drooling over the trophy, but like walking into the tunnel, I'm just like,
it was playing games. Like, guess how many chips is in the trophy?
Right with me. Like, they ain't playing peekaboo with it. It's just like, I ain't like it, man. And to be honest, like I didn't think that it was a bad thing. Like I feel like it gave, like you didn't see load management in these IST games. You saw teams going out playing basketball, which you normally don't see that sort of basketball really until like after the All-Star break. So in that aspect, it was cool, but just let it be that, like to add banners to it. Next thing you're going to talk about, they're going to give them rings at December 18th ceremony.
Oh, that's next.
Like it's going to be an IST ring.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised when that comes.
I mean, look at you calling it IST already. It's in your brain already. It's stuck.
Even like the quality of the basketball. Yes, the intensity was skyrocketed more than any other game than December, but it's a lot of points given up. At least in the playoffs, teams start to play half court defense.
Yeah.
Right.
This shit was a track meet, and then you add in on point differentials. So now we're just trying to run up the score. It's just like, what are we doing here, fellas?
Not to mention that you
might have put up 40 and 20 in the championship game, and they don't even count towards the season stats.
It's an exhibition game, but it's the championship.
Yeah, the championship game, exhibition game.
It's crazy.
Not to mention that now you're talking about, I'm playing these players 40 plus minutes in a game in December that don't mean nothing. Like you add minutes on that.
I don't want to hear about low management.
Yeah.
Nope.
LeBron got enough miles.
They called.
He shouldn't be going 110 in December.
Be available in April and May. That's all I'm saying.
Called AD a transcended player after that 39 and 20. It's like, all right, nigga, do that in June. Do that in June. I got the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
What happened to that boy?
Yo, y'all got to be. Everybody knew that nigga was leaving except for y'all. Why didn't you trade him when you had a chance? You got the worst farm system in baseball. You know what you could have got for him?
Yeah.
You know what you could have got for him to fix that farm system like that?
And then they canceled the trade. They didn't trade him and then lose 10 straight or something.
No, they went all in. They
lost like 10 straight, didn't they?
They had him on the block.
Go.
And then they became
godly things for that man.
They became buyers. They became buyers at the deadline. And like you say, Keys lost 10 straight. And traded two of the motherfuckers that they had. It's crazy.
Not Chicago asked for a damn trade, man.
Yo, here's my thing. I don't give a fuck if he asks for it. Yo, leave. Y'all do it. Y'all do it. Out of respect for that man. Out of respect for you as a player, he hasn't really done shit for him because they ain't put shit around him outside old time. Let him go and try to get something back.
Yo, Scott, I was talking to Keys earlier because I was watching a show and they were saying that it's been like almost 70 pairs of MLB MVPs that's been teammates. And they said that Trout and Ohtani got the third worst winning percentage of that 70 of MVPs that's been teaming. Like they suck together.
Yeah, what they did was generational.
They've had no success.
And the shit they did was hit.
Yes.
I'm a pitcher and a hitter.
The shit that they did was generational, yo. The shit that it's rare that you'll see that again. They didn't even go to the playoffs.
You should see that type of. We went to go see the Angels, I think, when they came to Camden Yards the one time.
Yeah, we did.
Like, that,
did.
You
And
should see
both of
Trout
them-
and Ohtani in October.
Both of them showed up.
I think Shohei hit a home run, didn't he?
Yeah,
off the wall.
I thought it was Trout, or was it? It was
Trout
Trout.
hit the home run. Ohtani hit it off the wall, but they was worth the price of admission.
Yeah,
they was worth the price of admission. So I mean, everybody has seen it by now. Ohtani signs the biggest contract in North American sports history, $700 million for 10 years.
Round of applause,
dog. Bang.
And deferred a lot of it, and it's deferring a lot of it.
680 of it is deferred. That motherfucker
the
gonna
roster.
be 680 of that is
He
deferred.
said they only get
$2 million a year.
He deferring $680 million a year, so only getting paid $2 million a year, so they can
build around him.
What?
Build now listen to this. Build the roster that already got Will Smith. That already got Mookie
680.
680. Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts.
They said from 2034 to 2044, he gonna get like $680 million.
Can y'all send me that, bro? Like a tweet
I
or
had to-
an article. Can y'all just send it? A screenshot. Just send when y'all get a chance.
I just had to tweet.
forgot
Yeah, when I get a chance. Jeff Passan tweeted it.
Sco, they're killing that reporter who because we briefly touched on it Friday that he could be
Oh,
on the
about
flight to
Toronto. Yeah.
That reporter had to come out and apologize this weekend because apparently that sent the betting that threw the betting stuff off of where he could go. Like it messed up a lot of money this weekend with that report, and he came out and apologized about it. Said he got some bad info, but it messed it up.
I mean, because I saw it was a bunch of like reputable sources saying that like the reason that he wanted to go there was strange. He liked the mound. I was like, okay. Like they said when they played, he would
the Blue Jays ain't giving up $700 million.
Yeah, hell no.
And it's wrong. He would have been the biggest star in Canada too. I mean, he would have
What?
owned the whole country. Like he would have owned the whole shit. Like,
Shit, he about to own LA. Yo, they about to be Crip City out there.
I mean, yeah,
that whole community gonna be white and blue.
But LA got other bigger stars too. Like LA is not. He'd have been a bigger star in Toronto when he is in LA. I feel like.
Oh no, it would have been him and Kawhi. Him, Kawhi, and Vince Carter.
Thing with LA though, he's gonna be on TV every other night.
Yeah,
you can already. They already saying with his first spring training game
gonna
gonna
be on TV every other night.
They didn't already release that. They done already, first spring training game, March 26th. I said, damn.
They better win something. They better win something.
Yeah, for the players, but if I'm ownership, I don't give a fuck about that ring. You know, I'm paying him $700. I'm paying him $700. You know how much I'm gonna get back?
Yo,
you're gonna double
680 is deferred.
680, yo. Yeah.
What?
Fuck Bobby Bonilla.
Yo, is he getting that in his life?
He gotta be getting money in other places.
His kids going.
He gonna get it. I think he's gonna get it as soon as he retires. He probably gonna start kicking.
Yeah.
What are you getting like that, Bobby Bonilla?
Oh, it's gonna be a Shohei day. It's gonna be a Shohei day.
Every year, get about 50 million.
With interest, I believe.
But Nick, to you, he got so many endorsements. He's endorsed by like Japan Airlines. That shit was like 30 million a year.
Yeah, I'm about to say he getting paper over there.
Oh,
New Balance, it's a bunch. So that's why he can say,
guaranteed. 700 million guaranteed, whether you get it in 2023,
I'm getting it,
or 2050. Somebody getting it, or my kids getting it, whatever.
Yeah, but and he's only 26, yo.
But it's a smart business
fuck around
move too. You got Cali taxes. You got interest.
That's what I'm saying. When it pay out, if you're not living in Cali, do you got to pay them Cali taxes?
Not if I'm in Cali. I'm not a Cali resident.
Yeah, I'm going to Texas, babe.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
fuck around, move out of the country. I'm going back to Japan.
You got present value versus future value. It's just like, oh my god.
Wire me my money. Wire me all my money, and I want no tax. I ain't paying no American taxes.
Be like, dude,
you talk about that.
Night. Why that
LA
shit?
already got a high population of the Asian community.
Dog, that's what the whole community gonna be white and blue.
They off merch alone, just name recognition. They're gonna make a lot of money off.
Right, Nick, the Dodgers already the Dodgers.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to the top selling jersey this upcoming year if he don't already.
He ain't got to move.
And he can pitch and he can hit. I mean, outside of after he gets the surgery, obviously, but he can contribute in 700 probably.
The NL has DHs right now.
Yeah.
They have
and guess what? If they didn't, for him,
he could hit.
He can play the outfield. He came in as an outfielder. Like niggas crazy. I saw a bunch of people. Yo, it's no athlete worth $700 million. I don't think y'all ever seen this motherfucker play.
Scary.
That lineup's scary though, because the middle of that lineup sometimes last year was they was finicky at times, but to deal with Mookie, Freddie, Ohtani,
Yo, you got
Will
Jason
Smith,
Hay.
and then what's the other guy's name?
Keys, what did you say in the chat the other
Hey,
day
Tuck.
about the pitching? Somebody said something about the pitching.
It's light.
What did you say, Isco? About
Yeah,
Clayton?
they ain't got
You
worry
ain't
about
got to use
Clayton.
Clayton no more?
Yeah,
You ain't got to worry about
exactly.
Clayton when he get right.
When he get right, Clayton done. So he's
No,
done.
I'm talking about Ohtani.
Clayton.
Oh,
You're right.
Yeah. I'm about to say,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Clayton could be your third option now, and now that looks a little different.
Clayton is going to be no option now. He's done. I'm telling you, he's done. He's done, Scott. He's done.
But it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah. I mean, because that is the weakness of the team. But shit, you can patch that up. We fucking signed Craig Kimbrell. It don't matter. You can pitch that.
So does this give us hope?
No,
I was thinking about Max
hell
Muncy.
no. You think we go? You think if we make a World Series, you think we gonna beat that lineup? Hell
No. I'm talking about like with Gunner, with Jackson. Can we give Gunner $500 million with $475 deferred?
Listen, we better enjoy them while they're here, man.
This hurts actually. This hurts
exactly
because now, they giving out that kind of bread.
They
Now, granted, they don't bring the same pools to the table. Ain't nobody getting 700. But
yeah, not that. But think about it. He already rookie of the year. Just imagine his next 2 or 3 years he win the MVP. Just imagine he win the MVP. Gunner. Now he outpriced himself. The Orioles can't. They're not gonna be.
He already outpriced himself.
That's true.
How many times me and Nick came in here and said, "Yo, pay this nigga, please." We saw it coming. We saw it.
That in May.
Hey Jackson, there. Fuck it.
No, two players, man. Gunner could do anything, but everything but pitch.
We could very well have 2 straight rookie of the years. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly.
And they got the same agent.
They got the same agent. They got the same agent.
Do we know who Adley's agent is?
I thought it was Scott, but I don't think it's Scott. Hopefully he's a nice gentleman. Pray to God. We gotta keep one of them. We can't be stuck with Grayson. He can't be the only motherfucker out of that draft class that stay. Hell no.
We're gonna be depressed Oriole fans again.
They're gonna be like, yo, y'all used to talk about baseball a lot on Nitty Gritty. What happened?
We'll let you know during what happened to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly.
Yeah,
what happened to them damn Orioles?
I'll let you know. If we stop talking about baseball, just know it's in the shitter. It's in the shitter. But hey, Ohtani, salute, dog. Salute. You are worth every fucking penny. Can't believe I said, yo, no athlete is worth that. Man, please. Man, please.
We ain't keeping both of them. Scott Boys represent Henderson and Holiday. He gonna break the
one of them gonna have to walk. One of them gonna have to walk.
Scott,
I see why we didn't trade the Joey Ortiz.
And if one on walk, what makes you think the other one gonna want to stay? Like,
because if you ain't pay him, they're not gonna pay
it ain't no. It ain't.
We're gonna be right back to life at the
franchise tags. It ain't no franchise tags. You can leave when you want to leave if your contract. Once you reach that arbitration, you done.
Yeah, we can't be the Detroit Lions fucking baseball, yo. To lose Machado.
I heard an Orioles fan. Well, I had an Orioles fan in the mentions talking about, how do you know they don't want to just stay in Baltimore? I'm like, bro, do you know how capitalism works, my nigga? Like, that's not how it works.
What do you mean? Why?
If you're offering me 150, if somebody's offering me 350,
exactly. You should have asked.
I'm taking $200 million more.
In Houston? In Houston with a tax.
Nigga, in Vancouver. I don't give a fuck where it is.
With a better team around me at that, more money and a better team around me.
Zimbabwe. Like, we out here.
I'll be in Hotel Rwanda. The fuck? Stop playing with me. But yeah. Guaranteed room. Salute, man. Y'all got anything else before we get up out of here?
No, I'm good.
Covered everything. Y'all got any college? Anything? No.
Oh, Jaden Daniel, salute.
Oh, yeah. We forgot about
Jaden Daniel, salute on the Heisman. Balled out. 50 total touchdowns.
I don't know if there's no big college games coming up this week. I think this weekend, but we can talk more about that on Friday. I think it's some match ranks on Saturday, the 16th. Yeah, Arizona play Purdue Saturday, and North Carolina play Kentucky Saturday.
Cool.
So that's this weekend now.
Go to the last commercial break. Nitty Gritty.
Brand activations, business openings, recently engaged or any new life event that deserves a celebration. Start planning with Penn Jones Events. Owner and principal planner Paige guarantees a fun and stress-free planning experience, managing every event aspect, including budgets, timelines, vendor negotiations, event design, and more. Penn Jones Events is a full-service wedding and event planning company based in Maryland. We curate extraordinary events tailored to you. Let's start planning today. For a free 30-minute consultation, visit ppjevents.com.
Good show, fellas. Good show.
Definitely.
Appreciate everybody that listens live, everybody that checks out the podcast. If you view us on YouTube, salute. Keep liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll be back on Friday. Same place, same time. Until then, stay safe and be blessed. We out.